Christina, and today I figured I would go ahead and explain what Dave Ramsey is and what it means to be following a Dave Ramsey type of lifestyle when it comes to finances. So first off, I wanted to get started by saying following Dave Ramsey's program does not mean that you're broke. So being on a budget does not mean that you're broke. In fact, it means quite the opposite. Any successful company runs on a budget. They allocate funds to different departments, and then within those departments, they go ahead and divvy up the funds, accordingly to what they need. So you need to apply that same concept to your household funds and tell your money, give each of your dollars a job so that it can make you more successful in the long run, just like a business. And so that kind of leads to the first point, where it's the idea of telling your money where to go before you question where did it go. And so I used to be intentional with my money, so I thought, and I would have an Excel spreadsheet and I had everything, lined up for everything that I would need throughout the month. But my biggest problem was that I didn't change it every month, because every month there were new things coming up. Somebody's birthday, holiday, car taxes, just things that don't happen in one month that happen, throughout the year in different months. I wasn't accounting properly for all of those different things. And so the biggest change to my budget that I've made was using the Every Dollar app. And each month I go ahead and I make a new budget. A lot of the things remain the same and I roll them over into the next month. And in that next month, I go ahead and I change up the categories accordingly. My next thing that I wanted to explain to you is Dave Ramsey is very big on the concept of no debt. So he has this series of steps called baby steps, and he guides you through the steps. It's like a formula that you need in order to achieve greater financial success after many years of work, most likely. So the first step is to make sure you're current on all bills. The next step, baby step 1, is to save $1,000 in an emergency fund that you literally don't touch unless it is actually an emergency. And so we've all been there where we've had a savings and then, let's take 100 for clothes or whatever it is that we may need it for, but we don't actually need it and it's not actually an emergency. So that $1,000 you're never gonna see again, hopefully. You're just gonna sit there and that's it. And then the next step, baby step 2, is to slowly get rid of all of your debt that you may or may not have. If you don't have any debt, you're good to go. You go to the next step. Right now, I'm in baby step 2, so it's important for me to get rid of all of my debt. The concept behind it is that I'm not wealthy. When I get paid my paychecks, the money doesn't go to me. I have to kind of divvy it out to all these other sources, and I'm not saving any of my money because I'm incapable of doing so because I have so many different debts. So the concept is, if I lost my job or, something like that, that I would still be able to stay afloat and be reliant upon myself if I had no debt, because I would have fewer bills. I would owe nobody in the world anything other than like my utilities that I use on a month-to-month basis. And that's really where I would want to be eventually. Okay, next. Once you're intentional with your money, you will start to accumulate wealth, and you'll see it in the way that you don't need to rely on credit cards or anything like that. So for example, in the winter, well, it's still winter, but in the winter, my furnace broke and I needed to have it repaired. And my choice home warranty policy was being very particular and not helpful at that moment, and so I needed to front the cost of the entire repair, and that repair cost $600 something, and I didn't want to pay it, but I had it, and it was right around Christmas time too. It was right before Christmas, but I still proceeded. I gave out the gifts that I had. I was not that worried because I had the money that I needed. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to give off the impression that I have everything that I need all the time, but I have so much of what I need most of the time, where unless something really big happens, I'm covered, and it has relieved so much stress off of my shoulders to know that if there's something that happens, I can handle it on my own. I'm prepared to pay my car taxes. I'm prepared for people's birthdays, Christmas every year, all of the different things that happen. So it brings me great joy and a relief of stress to know that I am so self-dependent on my own money and no credit cards. I have not used a credit card in over a year. I honestly can't even count how long it's been, but yeah, I don't have any credit cards. So here I was, I thought I had it all together. The world thought I had it all together, meaning, you know, mortgage companies and things, because they approved me for a mortgage, and which I'm still pretty grateful for me doing, but it has cost me a lot along the way. But anyway, that's besides the point. To the world, it looked like I was doing really well financially, but I was the one that knew I wasn't. And finally a change happened, and it was Dave Ramsey. And so I just encourage everyone, even if you think you have it all under control, if you have Excel spreadsheets and whatnot, you may not still have it all together. And this system will allow you to just do so much more with your money. You'll be more intentional, and you'll feel really good about everything that you're doing. So look him up on YouTube, Dave Ramsey. Don't use any more credit cards and get rid of your current debt, and you're going to feel really awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.